putting ourselves in the strongest possible position to navigate the challenges of today and tomorrow, together.
This is a powerful partnership.
And soon, the economic benefits will be flowing even more freely than the political platitudes.
Opportunities that will shape and strengthen and grow Australia's economy for decades and create around 20,000 direct jobs for Australians from many trades and specialisations.
But it's not as simple as it sounds.
That's a tall order. How we generate from scratch nuclear physicists, nuclear scientists, nuclear engineers, and then, of course, all the trade skills to actually make this happen. This is enormous.
Still, most defence types are all in for one simple reason. Nuclear-powered subs are terrifying.
Nuclear submarines are the apex predators of the oceans. We are getting the very best capability we can get.
That starts with the nuclear propulsion system, which can run for more than 30 years without refuelling.
What nuclear submarines allow you to do is dwell under the water at long distances for 6 months or a year to hide. The old diesel class, very good submarines that Australia has, the Collins, have to refuel with a snorkel. They can be found.
Then there's stealth. Neither radar nor satellites can spot submerged subs, and sonar systems can only just hear them. Virginia-class subs are only about 5 decibels louder than the ocean itself.
They feature cutting-edge propulsion technology to provide unmatched stealth and maneuverability. It'll become a future standard for both the UK Royal Navy and the Royal Australian Navy.
And then there's the firepower. Virginia-class subs can hit targets on land, sea and air with torpedoes, cruise missiles and surface-to-air missiles from a range of roughly 1,600 kilometres without even breaking the surface. Put it all together and your frenemies have to assume there's a mobile cruise missile platform hidden anywhere within the blue part of this map, because there might be.
If China doesn't react negatively to something like this initiative, there's something wrong.
You can see why both sides of politics have smashed that subscribe button.
Regardless of the outcome at the next election, if the coalition is successful or not, AUKUS will continue.
It certainly looks great on the surface, so are there any hidden nasties we need to know about?
So in trying to find a guest for this story, we thought we might need a former politician or a South Australian or maybe even a submariner. Instead, we managed to find the only person in the world who's all three. Rex Patrick is his name in the middle of that Venn diagram, and he joins us now. Rex, you've served on a nuclear-powered sub, so before we get to the deal, how cool are they?
Yeah, really, really cool. It's the same as a Ferrari. Ferraris are really, really cool until you want to take them off-road or until you want to tow a caravan and take the kids on a holiday. So it really depends on what you want to do with the submarine as to what submarine is the right answer.
Right. Sounds like you're suggesting we don't take the kids for a holiday on these subs. Is this a good deal for us? Does this suit Australia's needs?
Look, I'm really concerned predominantly at the cost. Numbers are like $368 billion were being talked about today. We have next year a $1 trillion debt coming onto the books. I just wonder how we're going to pay for this, and the only answer I can see is by way of spending cuts.
Well, Rex, if we're actually putting that money issue completely to the side, do you think that these submarines will actually help us achieve our defence objectives? Because, you know, we're hearing reports that we're still going to need, physicists, nuclear scientists, nuclear engineers, and we don't have those yet.
Look, we're going to have to invest a bunch of money into the workforce. In terms of whether this is the right submarine for us or not, look, my view is we could go and get 20 off-the-shelf, highly capable conventional submarines built here in Australia for about $30 billion. That's 1/10 the price. And just imagine what we could do with our defence force with the change that's left over from such a conservative spend. We could double our transport fleet, we could buy more ships, we could spend a lot more money on cyber security, on missiles, but we're going to spend a lot of money on this one single capability.
Rex, it is a heck of a lot of money, but could it be that we're actually making an investment in the alliance rather than just the subs?
Look, I have no doubt that that this is what this is about. This is very much about a war in the Taiwan Straits or somewhere in the South China Sea. I might point out that the schedule of this is quite concerning. This announcement will do quite a lot to rile China, but it won't do much to deter China. We're not going to have even one of the Virginia-class submarines for a decade.
So in a sense, Labor was locked into AUKUS by the previous coalition government, but they weren't obliged to spend $368 billion. So it seems that both sides of politics really do believe in this deal.
There's lots of things we can do in relation to the US-Australia licence, which I think is really important. This is just, the most expensive way to do this.
Right. Doesn't that show that the government is actually committed to it on its own terms? Like, this isn't just that they got put in a corner by the coalition and then decided, well, I guess we better follow through now.
Yeah, but the most useful thing that we can do for the US alliance is be able to have a strong and capable Australian Defence Force that can respond to a whole range of different circumstances. Rather than a sort of cooperation deal, you can't go to battle with a flyer that commits to a future submarine force. That just doesn't work.
Rex, good to talk. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.